Today is Paul Howard. That's the Scarborough fans you can hear chanting on the far side. Forest Green getting into a huddle. They've been met by James Belshaw, who strolls into the huddle. Forest Green will be shooting from left to right where they'd like to play, so they're shooting towards the empty North Terrace in the first half, shooting towards the south stand and the vocal Forest Green fans in the second. It's Forest Green cold here. It can certainly get a few degrees colder, but there's a bit of chill in the air. What do you expect on a mid-November night? The wind blowing from left to right. The Eco-Tricity flag, the Palestine flags up there as well, and the Sea Shepherd flag, all fluttering in the wind today. Paul Furley, I think, it's just about finished his chips away to our left-hand side.
They were very nice. Thank you for going and getting them for me, Billy.
Good.
Excellent waiting service. That was my lunch.
As Jenks will be kicking off for Forest Green. It's going to be going to the right-hand side. There's no players on the left. Troy Dean and McAllister on the right, ready for the long ball. Jenks kicks off, plays it back to Moore Taylor. He does go aerial to the right-hand side. Deeney doesn't win the header, goes straight off for a throw in. The wind is it is behind Forest Green, but a bit of diagonal going from across the pitch to our side also. And Paul, David Hawson today, it's a must-win more for him than the team, you could say. Yes, Forest Green love to progress, and however they lose today and win the next two league games, so be it, but it's expected to win. Anything else is poor.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been building a little bit of momentum in the weeks building up to Tranmere, haven't they? And then sort of obviously got the draw 10 days ago at Scarborough, which looked tricky. Scarborough very, very good at home. We'll now see how good they are away. They've not picked up as many points away from home this season as they have at home. And just interestingly, instantly impressed by Harry Green, number 10 on his back for Scarborough, playing down the left-hand side, and his first involvement from the kick-off was to body check Troy Deeney, and he's only a little fellow, is Green, but he stopped Deeney getting off the floor, and that showed for me Scarborough's intent right away. He's been lively in a couple of other incidents in play already.
Mullihan, the lone striker for Scarborough. Poor ball that from Moore Taylor, can't find Johnson. Johnson forced to trap back and use his pace to stop that aforementioned Harry Green getting onto the ball. Belshaw's got the ball at his feet. They're fluid as Forest Green's formation, but Deeney's certainly the lone striker as it stands. But McAllister has already popped up alongside him, even though the game's 90 seconds old. Commentary you see on BBC Radio Gloucestershire across all frequencies, and welcome to those listeners online. We're a treat for you to listen to Forest Green on the BBC Sport website and app. Jenks gives the ball away quite cheaply. Tries to foul but doesn't, and Scarborough goes to the left-hand side. Green's in a lot of space at the edge of the area. He's got the overlapping run if he can find it. He does. Brown can't get past Dabo, who sees space and tucks and go, and he drives forward. Needs support. Dean wants to the left-hand side. Dabo plays it to McAllister. End-to-end stuff. McAllister's got one man to beat, who he tries to get through his feet, but he can't successfully follow it up, and it goes into the feet of Ryan Whitley, the Scarborough keeper. And Johnson plays to the left-hand side. That break from Dabo was a bit too easy, wasn't it? He did well to recover, but he saw a bit of space and just tapped and went. Yeah, and what that does show is that Scarborough have come here to be positive tonight. Green and also Brown overlapping outside and committed men forward down that left-hand side. And there was space for Dabo and then McAllister to run into. It was only a little bit of miscontrol, really, by McAllister, which left Ryan Qualter in to do the defending. Jenks is by the Scarborough corner flag on the left-hand side. Taps as a heavy touch, managed to keep it on. No Forest Green player in for the ball into the box. Deeney challenges for the header, wins it, can't find a Forest Green teammate. Jenks with an audacious shot from the angle, goes off for a throw-in on the left-hand side. Not only was it well over the bar, it wasn't even anywhere near on target. I don't know sure that counts. Does that even count as a shot if it goes behind when you're aiming for the goal? Yeah, it's not really a cross, is it? I think if you mean it as a shot, then it is a shot off target. Interesting as well what you're saying about the Scarborough players. Some came down yesterday, some came down this morning. Cast your mind back 20 years, Billy. Do you remember a player called Denny Ingram? Played under Colin Addison. Yes. Yeah, so 20 years ago. He used to commute to Nailsworth every week from Scarborough. They were only part-time. He's got space on the edge of the area, taps past his man, but well read by Will Thorne, who plays back to his keeper, who scuffs his clearance off with that throw. Sorry to interrupt, but Troy Deeney having space is always worth
far
talking
more
about.
Excited, but yeah, Denny Ingram used to commute, ludicrous commute. Obviously couldn't keep it up massively long term, but did it for a while.
Dabo puts the ball into the box, looking for Deeney, goes over Deeney, Jenks brings it down, Jenks shoots, takes a deflection, and Forest Green go in front after 4 minutes. Jenks will get the credit, took a wicked deflection on the way to wrong foot Warren Whiteley, and it's Forest Green Rovers 1, Scarborough 0.
Well, Forest Green haven't had a lot of luck in recent weeks. That could be just what they need. It's a good start. You know, Scarborough have come here to be positive. They'll feel that Forest Green, they can compete with them after what happened 10 days ago at the Flamingoland Stadium, and that's a shock to Scarborough. It's now about how they respond, and also do Forest Green keep the just keep the foot on the throttle.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was coming. That's probably the first real shot on target. Jenks, let's not forget, had that woeful shot, didn't he, 2 minutes ago, which went off for a throw-in.
His second shot was better than his first, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was interesting to see whether it was goal-bound or not. Of course, Tyree Somatoy got credited with an own goal on Saturday for taking a deflection. Normally it's going goal-bound, it gives them to the players as a shot. Here comes Scarborough looking for an immediate reaction, but Darbo does well to intercept. Ball forward to Deeney, chests it down, can't go past his man, he runs out of pitch and goes off for a throw-in.
I can tell you the Press Association have awarded that to Teddy Jenks.
Excellent, we've called it right. Darbo again winning the header. This time goes off for a throw, and that might knock the stuffing out of Scarborough. Saying that, they've come back fighting, they've got nothing to lose, of course, today, apart from the game, but it doesn't matter if it's 3 or 4-0, again, if cup ties, anything can happen, but an early goal for the team higher up the pyramid and at home might mean a comfortable day, but of course for those neutrals and Scarborough fans, let's not forget, apart from the few thousand Forest Green fans, the neutral wants Scarborough to win today.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and you know they'll get a share of the gate, so that's enabled them to get their players down early. They can, you know, have the overnighter in the hotel. They can do it properly.
Scarborough have the ball on the right-hand side. Forest Green come back and win the ball. A free kick one for Forest Green. McCann wins it. 6 minutes gone. Forest Green leading by 1-0. Right, that's just a bit of luck. It definitely did take a deflection, that with Jenks' shot, and a bit like the deflection on Saturday, and Forest conceded in a similarly early point of the game. Long ball over the top for McAllister. He gets his shirt pulled back. Referee gives nothing. Deeney picks up the second ball. Looks for options. Like play it back to Dabo, does just that. He returns to Deeney, to McAllister. Okay, good tight football Forest Green are playing here. To Jones. Back to Dabo. To Johnson. Takes a touch. Deeney looking for McAllister. He plays it back to his keeper. Forest Green can't get complacent. Yes, they've got the early goal, but Scarborough get one back. They'll have the full momentum behind them. Scarborough fans sit on the far side. A couple of hundred of them have made such a long trip for them. And of course, again, we're talking the neutral. Scarborough, Blackpool, FA Cup tie. But the headline writer's happy. Seaside derby.
It's either that or a tour of the seaside resorts for Forest Green, isn't it?
Exactly, going from the east coast to the west. Belshaw plays it long. Hey, there's a lot of football to go before we talk about the next round. Only 7 minutes gone. Forest Green leading by that 0-0. Ball's played back to the keeper, who thrusts it down. It was a bit of an awkward angle for him to bring it to the floor as McAllister's chasing after him. Johnson comes forward and wins the ball, makes an advancing run. Can't find Deeney. Someone's got to track in for him, and Bunker's doing exactly that, because Johnson made that long roll. He's offside, isn't offside, it's Culver down the right-hand side. Linesman keeps his flag down. He's by the corner flag, goes past one tackle, drives into the penalty area, puts the ball back. Here comes, so the shot comes in Belshaw, who saves it, fumbles it down, and he had the help of Moore Taylor to clear his lines. Scarborough have it back on the right with Colville. There's another searching ball in. Johnson powerfully heads that 30 yards away from danger. The Scarborough have the second ball. Let's try it, this time going down the left to Brown. Scarborough fans finding their voice. Brown with the overlapping run. McAllister's doing defensive duties. Tries to usher it out and brings the player down. He's going to get a yellow card for that, is McAllister, I'd imagine. Because he tried to usher the ball out for a goal kick. Brown went past him. He tugged him back like a tap tackle in rugby to stop him going in the penalty area. I'm surprised that the referee's going to keep his card in his pocket.
Well, he has gone to his pocket. I think he's checked it's there, but I think actually he's gone to get the vanishing spray out. Yeah, you're right. Carl McAllister, a lucky boy. It's one of those bizarre things, isn't it? That, you know, in hockey, you can't do that. You can't actually turn your back on the opponent. It would make a lot of sense. It would probably free up the game if You couldn't do it in football either.
Dangerous free kick for Forest Green to concede. They've whacked into the near post and comes off the bars. It goes off for a corner. I think Belshaw got something on the near post, went across the goal line. Went off for the corner the other side. The net was certainly rattling. I think that's because the ball or Belshaw hit it. But there's just a shot from such an acute angle.
Yeah, I think actually it was players going into the goal that rippled the net. But yes, certainly the ball didn't and went along the face of the goal. Worrying times.
Corner for Scarborough. They're first. Whipped in towards the near post. Big header that from Mr. Troy Deeney to clear. Forest can't win the second ball. Scarborough put it back in. Bit of head tennis going on, but Dabo brings it down. Clears his lines. No one up there for Forest Green.
Yeah, Forest Green brought everyone back for the corner. That shows the respect they're giving Scarborough. They know how dangerous Scarborough are from set pieces.
They've gone long ball and Belshaw chests it down to eke out a few more seconds. Just approaching 10 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Forest Green Rovers 1, Scarborough Athletic 0. Jenks with the goal after 4 minutes. Often Forest Green score an early goal this season. Concede many, yes. Score not so much. Bunker. More Taylor. Space in front of him. It's McAllister. They're being pressed by Perver. Forest Green trying to pass it round the press of Scarborough. Scarborough back to Johnson. More Taylor in the middle. Finds Bunker in space on the left-hand side. Bunker makes the most of it, crosses the halfway line. He's been gifted the freedom of the new lawn here, you know. Got about 30 yards here. Short pass to McAllister. Back to McCann. Johnson's having an overlap and run. He's in the final third now. They're backing off at Scarborough. Searching ball in on Johnson. Finds Jenks, has a heavy touch and gets tackled on the 6-yard line. And Jenks somehow managed to bring the ball down. Kind of caught himself and the defence off guard. And suddenly you're still one-on-one with the keeper. Yeah,
it wasn't the greatest ball in from Johnson. It was kind of behind everyone. But that fooled people and it somehow got to Jenks. And yeah, very nearly was able to double his advantage. He's obviously getting into the penalty box and he's right up there on the front line at the moment. He's Forest Green's joint most advanced player as things stand. And we saw on Saturday at Tranmere, Harvey Bunker, if the space is in front of him, he's not afraid to go into it.
He's silly not to, really, wasn't he? He was just gifted almost 50 yards travelling from his own half deep into the Scarborough one. Dabo on the right hand side. I was going to say a bit of a nothing ball in, but it was a searching ball into Jenks, and the ball almost comes to our area of the main stand as the keeper had to clear.
Yeah, Jenks was just on the blind side of it and didn't give it up. Pressure thrown to Forest Green. That's the sort of appetite that we want, and it's the appetite David Horseman will want. Jenks wasn't involved at Tranmere really on Saturday, and so he has an opportunity tonight, and he's playing like a player who's got a point to prove.
Long ball there goes off for Scarborough goal kick.
Let's give you some goals from elsewhere.
Yeah, for FA Cup replay night.
Yes, Horsham 0, Barnsley 2, 24 minutes gone there. That's a 7:30 kick-off. Accrington Stanley made that 27 minutes gone and Barnsley 3-0 up. Accrington Stanley 1, Doncaster 0, Burton 0, Port Vale 0, Derby 1, Crewe 1, Grimsby 1, Slough 0, Salford 1, Peterborough 0, and York 1, Chester 0.
A few upsets there. Salford beating Peterborough is class an upset. Salford in League 2, Peterborough in League 1. No upset here at the moment. 13 minutes gone. Forest Green Rovers 1, Scarborough 0. A word from club statistician Heather Cook. Forest Green's earliest goal this season was Matty Stevens against Swindon after 14 minutes today. That's until Jenks after 4. Only 14 minutes yet here, and Forest going to lead by a goal to 0. Jenks is through on goal now after a Scarborough mistake. He's one-on-one to make it second. Goes wide of the goal. He cannot believe it, Jenks. He brushed past Will Thornton, just the keeper to beat. Went for placement, but he didn't do too well with that, because it went wide for a goal kick.
You've got to hit the target in those situations, haven't you? We've seen 3 shots now from Teddy Jenks. One which went off for a throw-in, one which was deflected in, and one which has just trickled past the post. Did the right thing, sold the dummy, gave the keeper the eyes, made him go the wrong way, but then lost his own bearings. And you know, that opportunity was well worked by Forest Green as well. Through ball by Troy Deeney. Defender thought he'd got it. Jenks again chasing down and lost calls, managed to get the possession, rob the defender. He was in, and then just only the finish that went wrong for him.
Silly yellow cards on Saturday, 2 from dissent in the first half. One for Don Bernard, he got a second yellow and got sent off. One for Troy Deeney, he's got his 5th yellow of the season, suspended on Saturday. Forest Green just had another silly one then, a free kick by Troy Deeney, pushing the player in the back. Derby saw the loose ball. He went for, even though the referee blew up about 20 seconds beforehand, shot into the goal, hit the back of the net. Of course, it was already blown up. Gets the yellow card for deliberately kicking the ball away. That was obvious and silly.
Yeah.
He's defender who's the right back today. He can't take one for the team, or in that situation now, because he'll get sent off.
And there's a relatively experienced player as well, and it's not kids who are getting these stupid bookings for Forest Green at the moment. Don Bernard paid the price on Saturday and held his hand up. Probably wish he didn't for the second one, because otherwise he wouldn't have handballed it. But you asked David Horseman about Troy Deeney. Now, there was an incident where Troy Deeney could have got himself a second booking on Saturday and had the awareness to pull out of the challenge, but when David Horseman was asked about it by you, he said, well, actually, I trust Troy. He cares and it's passion. Kicking a ball away, unless a team has got a chance to really break and take a quick free kick, I don't see that kicking a ball away is a show of passion.
And it's not out of frustration either. It wasn't in the 80th minute and you're annoyed with the decision because the referee's given it the wrong way or you've missed a shot. It was just nothing. He just went for the shot, knowing it. The referee had blown. Good shot, hit the back of the net from 45 yards. But nevertheless, the whistle had well gone. He's got that silly yellow card. More Taylor goes past his man to win the header. McAllister looking for Deeney. Deeney's been relatively quiet today. Long ball over the top. Belshot's come out of his goal. He's taken a risky touch and scuffs it out for a throw and went safety first because he had the on-running Harry Green pressurising him.
Don't mind that from James Belshaw. Came early, made his mind up, and that was the thing. And he was decisive and made it work for him as a decision. And then his teammates have defended the throw-in.
Deeney back to Darbo, spreading it to the left-hand side, asking a lot for Robson to get there. Scarborough play it back to the keeper, who plays it off for a throw. This Bunker can keep it on, he can do just that, and Scarborough return the ball to Bunker. Goes back to his keeper Belshaw, and a bright pink kit today. Scarborough's keeper Ryan Whiteley in an all yellow. McAllister's offside he is. We've got a perfect angle for that, and the boos are around us, but when I looked up and the ball was played, I thought it was offside.
I think the boos are for the late flag.
But Forest can win it back, and Deeney, he's onside, got the keeper to beat, takes the ball round the keeper and wins himself a penalty, the most obvious penalty in the world. Troy Deeney, big smile on his face, drew Ryan Whiteley to him, took the touch around him. Whiteley had it up from behind, Deeney went down, no boos for the first assistant referee or the referee for pointing to the spot.
I thought Troy Deeney was offside, I'll be honest.
I thought he was as well.
He was well clear, and I think that might be why he had that great big smile on his face, but he's got himself in a position where he's been fouled by the keeper. It is a foul, letter of the law, absolutely, but you will not see many softer penalties than that. The keeper's not even dived, he's just gone down on his knees, but he's caught Troy Deeney, and the old pro has got inside a penalty which Carl McAllister will take.
Yeah, Deeney giving the ball to Carl McAllister, 12 yards out, left-footed, shoots in the back of the net, powerfully taken from Carl McAllister to make it 2 for Forest Green. And it's 18 minutes gone. Forest Green leading by 2-0.
Well, there's not only a lead but a cushion, and so often in a game you can make it easier for yourself by putting the hard work in early on, and that's what Forest Green will hope to do. If they can get another before half-time, kill this game off as a tie, and then David Horseman might be able to think about protecting some players. Why is Tyrese Amatoye not playing? Well, Billy, I'd suggest that is because he's being wrapped up in cotton wool with Troy Deeney suspended for Saturday.
David Horseman mentioned that they've been practicing penalties. They do most training sessions. Of course, if the game went to extra time and penalties, could still happen. Forest Green are leading by 2. And you can tell from McAllister then, that was a well-taken penalty. It was powerfully hit as Forest Green have the advantage. McAllister has it back, taps it to McCann, looking for Deeney, but Deeney didn't want it there. And Scarborough have it again, looking to go forward themselves. Forward to Green, taps inside to Wiles. Ball in is intercepted, and Forest Green haven't dealt with it first time. They've scrambled the ball clear. Might go for a throw in. No, Scarborough get themselves in a tangle, and so goes Forest Green's way.
Scarborough still bright though when they counter, aren't they? You know, they know they're in a game. They know they've got an uphill task in front of them, but there's no sort of sense at the moment of Scarborough heads dropping. It's playing on a decent stage for them, and you know, they look good. They look better when they're attacking than necessarily when they're defending.
Just having a word with someone, Alfie, who's joined us on the sunrising duties for the trip to the Flamingo Land Stadium, sitting next to us. He said, and I quote, I think Dean was more offside than McAllister for that, which I actually might agree with when that leading to that penalty. Of course, there's cameras everywhere to look into that.
Well, maybe it was the vociferous home crowd which swayed the assistant referee.
Fortress Forest Green.
Yeah, making him think that he got one wrong earlier with the boos, and therefore maybe he was a little bit more generous second time round.
He wasn't. Dean was being a bit naive leading up to the penalty. He was looking to. I think he was waiting for the flag, wasn't he? Because he was expecting the flag to go up almost.
You play to the whistle.
Yeah, but then he saw the keeper was coming, and then they just saw a bit of intelligence. Intelligence there from Deeney, unleashing McCann. Just at the last second, though, Scarborough managed to track back to their defender Thornton to nip the ball out for Forest Green throw.
I mean, maybe we're doing the assistant referee a disservice. Maybe there was a defender on the far side he was playing Deeney on, but certainly he was yards ahead of the defenders on the near side, which is where he was running down.
But then once he drew the keeper away and he felt the contact from behind, it was an obvious penalty. Soft. Forest Green leading by 2-0. 21 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. On All Things is online. Thank you for joining us. As one of these teams look to secure a trip to Blackpool for a weekend away by the sea. As Johnson, a poor ball intercepted by Green, who himself has a poor ball forward, intercepted by Moore Taylor. Forest Green have it back. They're dominating this game. Deeney forward to McAllister, getting Scarborough scramble clear. Johnson with a header forward. Head tennis going on the halfway line, brought down by Scarborough, forward to Ewan Mulhern. Scarborough down the right hand side, pace with Wedgie, puts the ball in. He does a slide there from Forest Green. Great defending that from Robson. Not only puts the tackle in, keeps it on, and manages to get up and come away with it. Jenks on the just inside the halfway line. Forward, he's onside. That is miles onside as Carl McAllister can get there. The keeper clutches it, but that was good awareness on Forest Green to see Jenks and McAllister. He was on the shoulder of the last man, and we had that position to see he was on. Yeah,
and Scarborough like to play a high line. They like to squeeze Forest Green, which is fine, fair enough, but it's then about, can Forest Green time those runs? Have they got the energy? Well, Troy Deeney timed his run, didn't he, according to the assistant referee. And Teddy Jenks, well, he's broken a couple of times. Elsewhere, National League North, Brackley 1-0 up against Gloucester City at St James Park.
Thank you, Paul. Another St James's, along with Newcastle.
I think that one is just St James.
The Newcastle and Exeter.
Yes, there's 3.
Brackley there, probably the least known of them all.
Did 2 of them last season. Didn't do Newcastle. Did that a few years before.
Bunker. Back to Belshore. You're right, they are playing quite a high line, Scarborough, and you're right, Paul. Forest going to going for it early. What Scarborough don't want is to be 3 or 4-0 down at half time. I'm not saying damage limitation. They've got nothing to lose today. But as they're going for themselves now with Colville. Taps it to Wiles. I'll put a ball in. He's got 2 Forest Green players on them, one being Bunker, other being Moore Taylor. Goes past both of them, but Forest Green managed to recover, and Bunker back heels it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, it was going off for a corner, and Harvey Bunker, I guess, did the right thing.
And the ball goes off for a throw. And they're offside, actually. Scarborough mistimed their ball forward. Yeah, they don't want to go too early, Scarborough, because they're 2-0 down at half-time. There's something to play for. And if they get an early goal back, even if they get a goal back with 10 minutes to play, it'll be interesting. 3-0, 4-0 down at half-time, you think that is game over.
Yeah, it's really sort of timing your charge, isn't it, when you really go for it. And they were bright early on, and they're still showing plenty of attacking intent. You know, the way that they squeeze and they play that high defensive line, they're going to be getting into good positions.
And Jenks is offside again. They've got the high line of Scarborough, and Forest Green trying to put the balls over the top. They haven't got the sort of pace of Omotoye to be on the shoulder of the last man. I think the forward-thinking players, McAllister's probably the quickest of them.
Well, if Troy Deeney can time a run to break an offside trap, then, you know, what that tells you is it's actually about the timing of the run, isn't it? It just makes it easier if the player's lightning quick.
Deeney in his own half. He's gone back 20 yards, plays the ball back to Johnson with a touch to more Taylor. Forward to Jones, heavy touch, force him back. He's had to recover, done so well. Deeney's popped up on the right hand side, unleashes the ball forward, looking for Jenks, doesn't challenge the aerial ball. Scarborough play it forward, brought down by Wales. Looking to go past Johnson. Got Darbo there as well. Johnson puts the tackle in at the expense of a Scarborough throw. They take it quickly. Good bit of football, sees them there to the penalty area, looking to get a shot away on the right foot. Goes along the floor and blocked by Forest Green. McAllister in his own half. Wants to play forward. There's no option for them because Forest Green got the numbers back. With Jones. Left hand side to Bunker. Back to Maud Taylor, who's been solid. Trots up the pitch, unchallenged. Maud Taylor puts the run in, and he's definitely onside then, but it's a poor ball forward. Looking for Robson then. It is there for Forest Green. It's only going to take one to beat this high line.
And almost what you want to be doing is playing that when you're playing against the wind. Now, Forest Green have the wind at their backs in this first half, so it's always going to run on through to the keeper. Maybe that's, you know, influencing Scarborough's tactics, but you've got to hit those passes either diagonally so that it takes the keeper out of the equation, it's not going to run through to him, or with a lot of backspin so that they just stand up, and, you know, you've then got something to be able to chase onto.
26 minutes gone on BBC Radio Gloucester. Forest Green's leading by 2-0. Jenks with a deflected shot, got credited for after 4 minutes, and Carl McAllister superbly converting a penalty. It's Troy Deeney won. Scarborough fans trying to get a chant going. More Taylor just on the ball. Scarborough aren't pressing forward, and Forest Green can play at a slow pace, which they need today. They don't want to exert too much because they're hosting Grimsby on Saturday. Grimsby aren't playing today. So Forest Green a little disadvantage, especially with their threadbare squad. They're playing strong 11 today though. Belshaw forward to Jenks with the flick on. McAllister, he's offside. Assistant referee agrees. We're in a great position here for these high balls over the top. So judging the assistant referees.
Yeah, we're about 10 yards inside the Scarborough half, and it's around about this sort of area where Scarborough play that high defensive line, so that's why we've been in line for a couple of those decisions.
Either Mr. Stephen Plain or Jack Clinch are the assistant referees today. They don't tell you who's who. They used to in the programme, said who had the plain yellow flag and who had the checkered ones. Or Taylor powerfully winning that header. Scarborough have the second ball going down the left-hand side. Johnson reads it, plays it forward, looking for McAllister. The ball gets played back to the Scarborough keeper, Whiteley. Plays it to the Scarborough right. Jenks has it again. He's miles offside. McAllister doesn't even bother going for that. Looking at the bench for Forest Green, they're all warming up. Jamie Searle, the sub-goalkeeper, Alfie Bendel, Jacob Maddox, Sean Robertson, Reece Welch, Tyrese Omotoye and Ollie Sully. Quite a strong bench, you think, of the likes of Maddox and Omotoye and Welch. You've got positions in defence, midfield and up front who are strong, potentially off the bench.
Yeah, they are. They're not all warming up, by the way. It's just 3 subs from each team because that's a new rule this season, that you can't all warm up. You can only warm up 3 players at once, which actually, if you want to, there's nothing to stop you bringing on 4 or 5 subs at once. So actually, that seems a little bit unfair.
Belshaw comes forward, taps it to Darbo, who makes the run. Powerfully hit to McAllister. Back to Johnson. More Taylor. Unfortunately for the neutral, it might not be the most entertaining of games now. Forest Green got that 2-goal lead. It's just 2, but they're comfortable on it. Deeney making a back for himself, wins himself a free kick. Yes, he does. Eventually Warren Coulter tries to rotate. Darrow's on side here, he's going through on goal, just the keeper to beat. He's got support of Jenks to his left hand side, goes himself, finds Jenks and he makes it 3, and more calls for offside. The assistance flag stays down, comfortable for Forest Green, and it's 3-0.
Well, it was all about the quick thinking of Troy Deeney, wasn't it? The strength to win the free kick, and then spotted the ball up, and he spotted on this near side Fancity Darbo, who went down the near side.
I think it was Robson, Jamie Robson, yeah, possibly Jamie Robson. Jenks was also lurking there as well. Jamie Robson was the player who found and scored for Forest Green.
Well, what about that as a break? Because you've got the right back leading the charge, and then the left back getting on the end of the cross, and yeah, that is the sort of fluid football that David Horseman wants his team to play. You would expect them to be doing it, or able to do it, against a National League North team, but you know, Forest Green have got themselves, they've earned themselves a position now where they can boss this game.
Yeah, apologies for getting that wrong, as that was a poor ball tackle on Johnson. Referee doesn't see him. Scarborough back, put the ball across goal, diving in from Moore Taylor, see it at a corner. Their second, first on the left hand side. Danger from set piece of Scarborough. They're 3-0 down after half an hour. Another call for offside. Here comes the ball in. Deeney heads it away. As Scarborough have on the left. Through Colville. Colville, the ball into the near post. Forest Green wary of it. They haven't picked up the second ball. And Scarborough have a shot in from Pulver. Blocked. Space on the left hand side. They're 3-0 down. Scarborough. Dora puts a tackle in. Concedes a throw. Might be a long one. Alex Brown coming forward for it. And dissect that goal, because there would have been calls for it to be offside. Darbo did the unselfish thing of playing it across to Robson.
Yeah, and actually Darbo timed his run well for the naked eye, but it's one of those Premier League VAR, they'd have got the lines out, wouldn't they?
Not a long throw, played it back, then put it in second time round, and searching ball into the far post, which Belshaw clutches. Looks the ball out and he says no to Jenks. Confession time, they use our commentary on the TV replays, don't they, on the BBC Sport website? We'll have to let them know that I completely mucked it up.
I'm sure back at base can edit and make you sound brilliant.
If I say Robson, I'll re-edit it.
I think you did.
Definitely did. With the wonders of AI, we can make it work. As far as going to have it down the right-hand side with McAllister.
I don't even think it's artificial intelligence. I think it's human intelligence.
Oh, yeah, there's lack of it here. With Brown wins the throw-in. Forest Green.
Producers and technical staff, Billy, have done that for years in radio. Don't worry.
So the score was Jenks scored 1. McAllister from the spot, and Jamie Robson with the third. Doubled in the hard word. Robson tapping it in. This is the sort of game which we did say is expected. Forest Green. There's no winners today because Forest Green expected to go past. But this, in terms of confidence and morale, and after the loss at Tranmere, it's not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. There's 32 minutes gone, but a comfortable victory at home might just get things a bit easier for Forest Green.
Well, it's now about, can you do things professionally? Can you keep a clean sheet? Can you keep your shape? Can you get some rest into some players' legs?
Dubber on the right-hand side. There's options for him again. Robson's there. He wants to make it 4, but the ball in gets deflected for a Forest Green corner.
Yeah, Rovers' first corner of the night. And interestingly, I was saying a few moments ago with set-piece deliveries. Well, sorry, not set-piece deliveries. Balls over the top deliveries need a bit of backspin on them. And that's exactly what Troy Deeney did there. Hit that ball with a bit of backspin. Elsewhere, scores elsewhere. Barnsley still 3-0 up at Horsham. Accrington Stanley 1. Doncaster 0 still. Burton 0. Port Vale 1. Derby 1. Crewe 2.
McAllister with the corner. Forest Green's first. Deeney lurking. More Taylor also. They play it short. And the ball goes back to McCann, puts in second into the far post second time. Taylor with the header, forces the save, tapped in by Bunker to make it 4. And it's easy with Forest Green. Bunker gets the high fives, Taylor got the assist. And it's a flashing from Forest Green.
Yeah, well worked corner routine actually. That's almost wasted for an FA Cup tie when you're 3-0 up, because rolled ball into the near post is not what a team's going to be expecting, but it then enables the delivery from Kyle McAllister to be actually, when it is delivered to the back post, and I thought he'd overhit it from a much better position to be a crossing position. Keeper can't make it up his mind as easily, and Jordan Taylor a little bit unlucky.
Well, he forced the save, didn't he, from Whiteley, and Whiteley, yeah, and unfortunately,
and then Bunker, right place, right time,
just bundled it in. Referee assistant said it crossed the line. See it from here. Scarborough scrambling clear, and you almost feel a bit sorry for the Seasiders making the long trip down. There's talk of this being one of the biggest games of the club's history, short history as well, of course, reformed a few years ago. And Steely gets shoved in the back, wins over a free kick. There's no coming back from this for Scarborough. 4-0 down in the first half. Deeney looks at Bunker on the left-hand side. He's in space. He's forced away from goal. He's got options in the penalty area. Plays it back to Jones, to McAllister. Plays to Bunker on the left. Bunker checks his run, clips it into Jenks. He looks for a second. Scarborough get there first and clear. Loose ball picked up by McCann. Back to Dabo. Back to Johnson. Convincing Forest Green performance today. And more Taylor on the left. They are looking 2 leagues above Scarborough. As does the scoreline. 4-0 to Forest Green. 35 minutes gone. Here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
You kind of hope, though, don't you, that Forest Green don't use up all their luck in one night.
We don't need it tonight. We need to get Grimsby. We haven't got a blue Skoda, so we can ignore that. As Bunker intercepts the ball. Back to Taylor. Someone's going to admit to driving a Skoda shortly to the steward.
I don't think that's as big a thing as it used to be, though.
No, they're respectful brand of cars, as are all other manufacturers around for the car making industry. I'll imagine he might have left his lights on, or he's blocking something as the Skoda owner. Hopefully he's not a Scarborough owner. He's run out of battery. It's a long trip home for them. Forest Green had the ball again through Jenks. He goes past his man and he runs out of pitch and plays the ball off for a throw in front of the Scarborough fans.
Yeah, just chipped the ball over a lunging tackle, didn't he? And then just realised, as he thought he was away, that he'd chipped it into just the wrong area.
It's easy for Forest Green. That was they're all genuine goals, but a few questions of offside. So the Jamie Robson goal, when Dabo played it forward to him, I thought, is he offside? But he might have even been not between the keeper and the defender, if you know what I mean. Or
well, the ball was played in front, but then again, Robson was running from deep.
Jones making a run himself. Dabo's there. Dabo's through on goal. This could be 5 for Forest Green. He plays it across goal, and I think he went for accuracy, but Jenks is also there to tap in as well. Goes off for a goal kick, and it remains just the 4 for Forest Green.
Yeah, he waited a little bit before pulling the trigger, did Fankety Dabo, and the angle by that stage had just counted against him, and it was always going to be a very tough situation. But, well, he's put in an assist already, and now he's thinking, well, I'd quite like to get on the score sheet as well. Don't blame him. But, yeah, could have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, maybe.
It was I think he went for the shot, didn't he? But it could have been Jenks there to tap it home.
Yeah, it was driven. It was a shot.
Bunker heads it forward, and Scarborough come away. They tap it down the right-hand side to Mulhern. By the corner flag, it's got to get past experience. Taylor can't. Bunker plays off for a throw in, though, which they take quickly. Playing in a deep navy blue today as Scarborough, not in the traditional red and white. They've tackled one Forest Green. Sees it to Jenks, who's drifts past 3 tackles, storms on forward. Hasn't got too much support, so needs to go solo, and a strong Scarborough tackle. Gets the applause of the Scarborough fans on the far side, wins the ball back for the Scarborough Athletic. Another strong tackle by McCann. talking to the referee, gives away a free kick. Approaching half time, 6.5 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Half time, Paul will give you those half time scores in the FA Cup replays, as well as a song or two, whilst we get a hot drink here in the chill of Gloucestershire. Free kick launched at the far post, and Forest Green need to scramble that ball away. They switched on just a bit. Will Thornton, the player aimed for, they hack it clear, but they had every man back, so Scarborough have another bite. They launch it forward. Dabo brings it down to Deeney. Deeney checks his run. He's enjoying himself today, Troy Deeney.
He is, isn't he? You could just tell he's... Oh, dear.
Dabo didn't enjoy himself there. Plays it straight off for a throw-in. Jones in the wrong position. It's all of those. It doesn't really matter if you're up 4-0 up in the first half. Calls of handball. Not given by the referee. Green by the corner flag. Goes past Johnson. Takes a lot of work to go past him, and he falls to the floor, and Johnson has it again for Forest Green.
There's the big strong defending which Darnell Johnson's been brought in for tonight. As David Horseman said, he's good in those first contacts.
He's just a big unit, isn't he? Just look at him, he's big. Wins the header there, does Johnson. Always convincing one. And the ball's given away from Forest Green cheaply. Here comes Colville. Play to the left side, and there's a goal back for Scarborough. Alex Wiles with the shot. Nothing Belshaw can do. Is the upset on? As it's 40 minutes gone, Forest Green still at the fourth, but Scarborough have one back.
Well, all that came from an interception on the edge of the D by Charlie McCann, didn't it? And he intercepted the ball, that was fine, but he gave it straight to a Scarborough player. Ball was laid off. Alex Wiles, absolutely great hit from the edge of the penalty area. Nothing that James Belshaw could do. Dive into his left. It was right in the just inside the post, Belshaw's left-hand post. And you'd argue, I think, actually, Scarborough have deserved something from this first half. They've been bright, they've been positive, and they've not let going 4-0 down get to them. You said, is the upset on? I don't know about that, but Scarborough might think the comeback's on.
The referee gives a free kick against Mr. Troy Deeney. He's going to be talking to by Paul Howard. It's an honest tackle from Troy Deeney, he's saying. The referee says go away. I'm the referee today, wearing the orange and black. Probably the best goal of the 5 red in the first half as well, by the number 14.
Well, the one with the 2 dubious offsides in I quite liked. The free kick from Deeney, and then the break by Darbo and the cross across the penalty area for the run of Jamie Robson.
His second goal against Forest Green was getting the first in the original fixture at the Flamingo Land Stadium. I hope Horson's disappointed with that goal, because there was a bit of a miscommunication with Dubbo and Jones, and they smiled and they didn't really switch on. There was a bit of a laugh, and they gave away that throw. They didn't really track back. McCann won the ball back. It's not most clinical at defending, and as you can see, as you said, that's getting the win's important. Getting the clean sheet would also be nice, but that's over.
Yeah, and it's those sort of things I'm talking about when I say, can Forest Green be professional for the rest of the game? Well, in that moment, they couldn't.
Scarborough get another before half time. There's 3 minutes of normal time to go. Then it will be an interesting one. The fans of Scarborough are certainly feeling that. They've got belief behind them. Still trailing by 4-1. Jenks on the halfway line. Goes past one. Makes it back for himself. Might want himself a free kick. Does just that on the halfway line. The Scarborough faithful aren't too happy with that. What about 200 of those and made the trip? The referee brings out a yellow card. I think for a bit of a totting up. He's pointing around the pitch. And it's Will Thornton. He's getting a talking to the referee. I think he's got the card in his hand. And does he give it? Was he just giving the strong talking to? No yellow card.
No, it's just I think a last warning. It's a last warning, isn't it? Interesting you said about Scarborough fans having a little bit of hope. It just shows, doesn't it? Give a football fan something to shout about and they will. Yeah,
especially when you come from Scarborough on a Tuesday night and you're 4-0 down, getting a goal back.
Get a goal back, dodgy free kick given against you, you've got plenty to shout about there.
Yeah, so they've got another half to go to keep their cup dreams alive. McAllister forward to Deeney, brings the ball down well, looks for space, makes space. Back to McCann. Forward to the onside. Jenks sees through. It could be 5 for Forest Green. It goes past the keeper. Not the best shot. And parries off for a corner. Again calls the assistant to put his flag up. I think Jenks just managed to stay on side and go forward. He scored a goal today as Jenks, but he's really...
Well, he could have had a hat-trick.
Well, he could have, yeah. They was through on goal then, and it was a tame shot. He had pressure from the defender.
Yeah, he was stretching to get some contact on the ball, and Whiteley in goal for Scarborough stood up big and let the ball hit his chest, and then immediately got up and berated the linesman or the assistant referee.
What for not moving his flag?
It did look offside again.
It's a corner. Looking for Johnson. Johnson with the header goes wide off for a goal kick. Yeah. And look at that. Forest Green know there's a chance of break, because for Scarborough, as soon as it went off for a goal kick, Johnson and Moore Taylor storming back at full pelt.
And Bunker as well. They've actually gone to a 3-man central defence, haven't they? With Harvey Bunker playing on the left of that 3. And all 3 of them up for the corner and then get back. They'll be unhappy that Scarborough have got one back.
Yeah, interesting that Forest Green are playing that 3 at the back. Didn't start in that formation. Sure, that's going to be a free kick for Forest Green. Referee gives nothing. Looked like that. McAllister with his hands, had hands all around him. Dabo back to McCann, to Johnson. 4th officials. Lurkins put his board up, which has 4 minutes of time added on.
4 minutes of time added on.
Scarborough could also end that high line. Exciting game. 5 goals in the first half. 4 of them have gone Forest Green's way. You can do the maths to work out that the other one has gone for Scarborough. Dabo stays big, wins the work for Forest Green on the halfway line. Leaves it for Deeney. He's got 2 men on him. Back heels it beautifully to McAllister, and the Forest Green winner throw in. Troy Deeney's enjoying himself today. Takes a throw in quickly, looking for Jenks, who's forced the clearance on Will Thornton.
Well,
one of the Forest Green
you
throw.
said there, Billy, Darbo leaves it to Deeney. Yeah. No, Darbo was tackled by Deeney, who just came in and said, Troy's ball, get out of my way.
McAllister can't win that aerial ball from Jones. Forest Green switch off a bit, and Scarborough in their own half, but they've got men playing forward. Again, Darbo stays big and wins the ball back beautifully. Back to Johnson. We've had 1 minute, they added 4. Ball back to Belshaw. We couldn't do too much about that Scarborough goal. A well-taken shot to his left. Forest can have the ball on their left now, looking for McAllister. He's onside. Can Forest can make it 5? He's got a turn. He goes past 1 man, gets tangled down. Sure, that could be a penalty, and the referee doesn't give anything. I thought he was waiting for the advantage to see if McAllister scored. A shot goes over the bar for a goal kick. Maybe he was a bit less honest and went to the floor. It might have been referee pointing to the spot again. But there was certainly contact. He stumbled.
Yeah, and I think also part of that is the question in the referee's mind. He was also turning. And therefore, if you're turning, you can also stumble into your own, steam without anyone else touching you. Yes, you can go down more easily as well, but it was clever play by Carl McAllister. First breaking the offside trap and then not panicking. And nice little idea as well on the chip, on the right foot. We saw him take the penalty with his left foot, capable of playing off either foot. We know he's a very talented player in that regard, Carl McAllister.
Forest Green have scored 4 in the first half, so it sounds like a silly thing to say, but they have been a bit wasteful. Jenks has been through on goal a few times. That one from McAllister, he likes the stat expected goals, doesn't he, Horseman? And it could be 6 or 7. There's been some very clear-cut chances on Forest Green. And here comes Scarborough to make it 2 just for half-time. They put a ball, might be over here, but there's almost a header for Green. It goes over him, and Forest Green managed to clear their lines. To Jones. Jones forward to Deeney, who dummies it for Darbo, but Darbo wasn't aware he fall. But here comes Scarborough. They might make it 2 just before half-time. The shot goes into Belshaw's hands, and suddenly Forest Green has switched off. There's 1 minute of time added on. Belshaw lying on the ball in the 6-yard box, like what keepers do, and they're wasting time. Forest Green are a bit rattled.
Yeah, Green was trying to open up his body and bend the shot around a defender and into the top corner, or at least into one of the corners, but got it straight down the throat of James Belshaw in the end. And there was a comfortable save for the keeper, but you're right, I think he was just trying to slow the game down, because this high line from Scarborough's meant it's been very open, and Forest Green have played their part as well. allowing Scarborough back into it at times. They've not always switched on, and I think that's probably just a bit of the experience of Belshaw, thinking, you know what, I'd love a clean sheet.
Well, it's not happened because Belshaw's conceded
Yeah, and
one
he's
already.
angry about that, as were, I think, the three centre-halves when they were running back from the corner.
And Horseman looks a bit dejected then. He's shouting at his team, shoulders slumping, angry with them. That's bizarrely when his team are 4-1 up at half-time. Another long ball over the top, not overhit into the Ryan Whiteley's, the Scarborough keeper's hands. We've had the 4 minutes of time added on. The referee agrees and blows for an eventful first half for Forest Green. Forest Green going ahead after 4 minutes through Jenks with a deflected shot going past the keeper. The second for Forest Green was from the penalty shot. Carl McAllister after 18 minutes, Troy Deeney forcing the keeper to take him down. The referee had no hesitation, pointing to the spot. Robson after the half-hour mark, after being played through from Dabo, and beats the offside trap allegedly to make it 3. And then finally for Forest Green, Bunker made it 4 after a nice short corner routine. Found more Taylor on the far post, headed it into the keeper's hands. He parried it to Bunker to bundle home a few inches out. However, for Scarborough there's hope. After 41 minutes, Colville finding Wales after Forest, getting all the way quite cheaply to Charlie McCann, and Wales on the edge of the area with a well-taken strike to give Scarborough that hope. But they are still trailing by 3 goals to nil. 3 goals to nil, they're trailing by 3 goals. It's 4 goals to 1, and Paul, a comfortable performance on Forest Green, but it could have been more though.
Yeah, it could have been more. It arguably should have been more, as you said. You know, what would Forest Green's expected XG have been at half-time? And you know, they've missed a couple of one-on-ones. They've shot wide. You know, arguably the expected XG in this game could be about 7-2, because you know, that would be you know, not unheard of. It has been a very, very open and entertaining game. Let's just go through some stats. Forest Green, 58% possession to Scarborough's 42. 11 shots for Forest Green, 6 of them have been on target. It's all right, it couldn't be 7-2. 2 corners apiece, which shows the attacking intent that Scarborough have brought to this game. And so, you know, quite rightly, I think, you know, it's been an entertaining game, and those who've paid here to be here tonight, which aren't that many because it's, you know, not part of the season ticket, I think they have been royally entertained. It has been a good game for Forest Green. It is now about how professional can they be. But at half-time here at the Bolt New Lawn, it is Forest Green Rovers 4, Scarborough Athletic 1. Let's have...
Swimming in your world, something spirit.
It's match night on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Half-time here at the Bolt New Lawn. And it is Forest Green Rovers 4, Scarborough Athletic 1. Goals for Rovers from Teddy Jenks with the opener, Carl McAllister with the second from the penalty spot. And then third from Jamie Robson, the fourth from Harvey Bunker. The minutes, 4:18, 30 and 35 respectively, before Alex Wiles got one back 5 minutes before the break for Scarborough. That's 4-1 at half-time. Let's give you the scores from the rest of tonight's FA Cup first round replays into the second half at Horsham, where Horsham trailed Barnsley by 3-0. All of the other games at half-time. That one's a 7:30 kickoff. That's why they're back underway already in the second half. All the others 7:45 kickoffs. Half-time at the Crown. Accrington Stanley 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. Burton Albion 0, Port Vale 1, Derby County 1, Crewe Alexandra 2, Grimsby Town 3, Slough Town 2, Salford City 1, Peterborough United 3, York City 1, Chester 0. There's also some Football League trophy games happening tonight with a variety of kick-off times. So I'll give you minutes as well as goals scored in these games. 84 minutes gone at Blackpool, which is the destination of tonight's winners here at the New Lawn. Blackpool 2, Morecambe 0, 84 minutes gone. Stevenage 4, Crystal Palace under-21s 2, 82 minutes gone at Stevenage. Reading 4, Arsenal under-21s 2, 78 minutes gone at the Medeski. Half-time at Rodney Parade. Newport County 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Carlisle 2, Harrogate 0, 79 minutes gone. Tranmere 0, Wigan 0, 78 minutes played. Stockport 0, Bolton 2, 53 minutes played at Edgeley Park. And Shrewsbury Town 3, Walsall 2, 82 minutes played. In the National League North, half-time score, Brackley Town 1, Gloucester City 0. Full programme of games in the National League North tonight. National League South, if you look a little bit further south, plenty of games there postponed due to waterlogged pitches and bad weather. So you can see almost the split of the weather across the country affecting football, certainly as you get down the pyramid. But conditions here at Forest Green, pretty good. It's match night on BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Match night.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
John Smith at breakfast.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
We've realised who you sound like this morning, Oni.
Go on. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. I don't know. But it's a very good likeness.
It's Roadrunner, isn't it? You know, Roadrunner from Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That's you, yeah.
Of
Got a special theme for you for school run-ins today. This is Roadrunner's theme. Can you give us a meet with Roadrunner? I couldn't actually tell that time whether it was you or Roadrunner, so that's good. John Smith at breakfast.
Weekdays from 6.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
I've been thinking, I've been drinking. Anything the matter needs to touch the feeling. I ain't joking, I think I'm broken. Something triggers me at any given moment. Wasn't my plan, but it's the truth. And it ain't a phase that I'm going through. All that I am, all that I do, always seems to be revolving around you. 'Cause I could be alone or in the club, or someone else's bed. All I gotta do is think of us, and I get these side effects. Feeling like the more I'm moving on, the more I can't forget. Every time I get these side effects. Every time I get these side effects. People talking, and I've been dodging. Every question about you is so exhausting. I still got your number. Sometimes I wonder, where could be alone or in the club or someone else's bed. All I gotta do is think of us, and I get these side effects. Feeling like the more I'm moving on, the more I can't forget every time. Oh, I get these side effects.
It's match night on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Substitutes back out warming up on the pitch while the two teams are getting their instructions from their managers at half-time. David Horseman of Forest Green and Jonathan Greening of Scarborough. If you think you know the name, yeah, you probably do. He was on Manchester United's books as a youngster, was Jonathan Greening, so knows all about the FA Cup as Forest Green emerge from the tunnel away to the left on the far side. Scarborough running out as well. Let's return you then to your commentator for the second half as he takes his emergency swig of water to loosen up those vocal cords for the next 45 minutes as we return you to Billy Hunt.
Thank you. I hope there's another 5 goals in the second half. Could be an FA Cup classic. Forest Green leading by 4 goals to 1. As the temperature's got a bit colder, Paul's going to pass my coat with me before we settle down to the second half. It's always cold here up at the Forest Green. Thank you very much, Paul. With no changes just yet, I'm sure David Horseman will be thinking a bit about Saturday. And let's not forget, on Saturday, Forest Green haven't got Troy Deeney, who's suspended, alongside the injuries of everyone else, but in terms of strikers, Morton, Stevens, Taylor, Garrick, a striker as well, is also injured. So Forest Green are struggling in that department. Maybe that's a bit of a thought for the second half. Like, we know that there's no Deeney. Omatoy on the bench today. Is he going to be coming on at some point to try and... It's disrespectful to say fill your boots, but it's certainly in the first half there has been opportunities for Forest Green all around the pitch. They've scored 4 of them, they could have scored a few more. Maybe they do need someone like Omatoy to come on and get his goal scoring record up. Moving on the bench for Scarborough though, Bailey Gooder coming on alongside Curtis Dorrose. Talking to some of the Scarborough media around us in the press box, they're surprised with the way that Scarborough defended. They high line and they always defend better than that, they say, and why they're doing the high line with some slow centre backs, maybe there'll be a big talking to them at half time. Ryan Coulter coming off. Also Harry Green, I'm surprised with, because he didn't impress in the first half.
Yeah, his replacement, Curtis DeRose, maybe just a little bit physically bigger, give them a bit more presence up there, but certainly Green's nippiness around the park was impressive first half.
Scarborough kick off, they're going to go to the left-hand side. There's no one on the right-hand side of the pitch. Forest Green shooting towards the south stand. I saw some goals, see some goals in front of them. There's 4's gone in front of the empty north terrace away to our right-hand side. Johnson's mistimed header immediately, but gets help from more Taylor clearing it up pitch. Just the question will be, will Scarborough be as high-lined in the second half or as ill-disciplined defensively?
And tactically, Forest Green lining up with that 3-man central defence again of Darnell Johnson, Jordan Moore-Taylor and Harvey Bunker from right to left.
The Scarborough fans and all other football fans apart from Forest Green would love Scarborough to have a dramatic comeback here. 4-0, they were 4-0 down, they're now 4-1 down. Chase gets barged off the ball legally, and Scarborough had the ball back. Playing it over the top, Moore-Taylor, the defender, taps it back to Belshaw. Takes a touch forward to Bunker, back to Belshaw, then inviting the press of Colville. Played over the top, looking for Deeney, who challenges and doesn't win the header. Gets away a free kick for a high arm as there's a Scarborough player down. He's only got contact with the head. I certainly didn't see Deeney lead with anything.
No, it's one of those, sometimes you might just jump into your marker and just let them know that you're there, and that's the first ball that Deeney's been able to challenge for him. It's welcome to the game for Bailey Gouda. Interestingly, in the first half, first ball that he could have challenged for, Troy Deeney not allowed to get off the floor by Harry Green, so there's a little bit of retribution.
Johnson ushers the ball out for a goal kick, which Belshaw's in no rush to take. Normally when you see lots of goals in the first half, there's not always that many in the second. Of course, Scarborough chasing the game. Forest Green happy to defend and not concede. Again, they conceded one. They're disappointing the defence and the goalkeeper. Moore Taylor can't find Jenks that simple ball. He's out of position now, Moore Taylor, and he knows that. He's trying to scramble and win the ball back, which he does do successfully. Tap to Jenks. Jenks, he gets the ball away cheaply. Forest Green not stringing too many passes successfully together here.
Well, it's another high press by Scarborough, isn't it? They're not letting Forest Green settle, but good determination by Jordan Moore Taylor. Made sure that if he was playing his team into trouble, he got them out of trouble.
2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Still Forest Green Rovers 4, Scarborough 1 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Good flick on that to find the substitute Dor Royals on the right hand side, cuts inside in the penalty area. Ball's fallen back to Maloney, flicks it forward. Bunker mops up in his own penalty box, but not most convincing of clearances, and Scarborough have the ball again through Purver, forward to Mulhern. He's back to goal, forced to pass it back. Darver intercepts and slides and drives on forward. He's got no support with him whatsoever. He's got 3 men near him, and one of them wins the ball back in front of the away support. Ball forward to Wiles on the left hand side. Johnson stays big, throws the ball off away, throw, could be a long one, but they take it quickly instead. Back to the sub of Gooder. Switch from left to right, good ball to find Dorose, who goes past Robson. Back to Mulhern, goes past 2 players into the penalty area. Little 1-2, Forest Green are wary of it there, and Robson scrambles clear. It's all Scarborough at the moment. And Dorose on the right hand side is impressed since coming off the bench. Little 1-2 with Wedgie. And Scarborough playing some good possession football here. On the halfway line, Robson tackle. Referee gets an advantage. Dorose going forward, cuts inside his man again in the penalty area, taps it wide, ball across the far post, and Dabba gets the first touch away. But here comes Wills looking to make his teams and his 2, gets blocked off for a throw in to Scarborough. The 200 or so Scarborough fans in full voice now.
Good block by Darnell Johnson, got his body behind it, and the weak clearance was from Funkety Darbo, basically because he chested it clear, and you're never going to get the distance on that. Couldn't get his head on it, all he could do was deflect it with his chest.
Just under 5 minutes gone in the second half. Still 4-1 Forest Green's favour as Forest win the ball back, and Scarborough are committing the men. That could be space for Forest Green to go forward. We'll go to the line-up shortly. Again, Forest get the ball away cheaply. Here comes Scarborough looking to make it 2, but it goes wide for a goal kick, and Belshaw not happy with his defence there. You hear the horn of Scarborough echoing around the new lawn. But line up for Forest Green. Back 3. They start the second half. Belshaw in goal. Johnson, Moore Taylor and Bunker as the defenders. As the 3 centre-backs. Robson and Dubbo the wing-backs. Holding midfielders of Jones and McCann. Jenks, sorry if you can hear him in the language from the technical areas in front of us. And Scarborough. McAllister and Jenks in front, with Troy Deeney lurking as well. Forest Green got possession now. Looking for Robson, who's made an advance run. I guess with the wing backs with Forest Green are playing now with the three centre backs. It does mean Robson and Dubber get a bit more freedom to go forward and go on the shoulder of the last man with the Scarborough high line.
Yeah, and they've done that, haven't they? You know, you think the third goal was scored by Robson after Darbo's break and the quick free kick by Troy Deeney, and you know, they'll make full use of that. They kind of had that licence in the 4-2-2-2 formation anyway, simply because those deep-lying midfielders would drop back in, but you know, now they know they've got that cover automatically behind them with the three centre halves.
Deeney takes a quickly taken throw in, looking for McAllister, and gets blocked his run, so the ball goes back into the hands of Ryan Whiteley, the Scarborough keeper. Bowls it out to the left-hand side. Scarborough play forward. He's onside there. It's Colville. Belshaw comes on, and the referee's assistant says he was off, and that was a close call.
It was. He looked a yard off to me, but we saw enough, arguably, decisions which were questionable. He said trying not to land the assistant referee in it, but happened to agree with that one. But the flag is late as the rules dictate now, or the interpretation of the rules dictates now, because it's only offside once the player touches it, not when he's sprinting towards it, which is just utterly bizarre to me.
Yeah, it means that players sometimes run 30 odd yards. As Taylor's a bit in trouble then.
Well, it's time wasting by officials, isn't it? Because it's dead time in the game.
And it means that players exert.
Raise the flag, blow the whistle. If you're going to raise the flag and blow the whistle anyway, do it as soon as they run for it.
Scarborough on the front foot. Dubber gets a block in. That makes sense of a throw in, which they take quickly. Sense blood here to Scarborough. Back to the striker Milhan. Squares it to the right to Wedgie. There's a shot blocked by Bunker. Second ball won by Scarborough. They go to the left-hand side. They go to the penalty area. I hope for a shot. Forest Green have backed off. They played it back. Maybe they should have had a shot instead, but it's still with the team in blue of Scarborough.
Well, they're boxing Forest Green in, aren't they?
Bunker with the defensive header. Forest Green aren't controlling this game at all. They're camped into their own half. Deeney, the most advanced player, but he's still behind the centre circle. Scarborough have it on the left. Play it back again. Forest Green gets a good job defending. A long-range shot goes wide for a goal kick. Good from Forest Green, I guess, in terms of the way they've set up, forcing nothing but that long-range shot.
Yeah, Rovers kept their shape, but Scarborough, you know, enjoying plenty of possession and territory. They've got the wind at their backs in this second half as well, and you know, I think they're aware that if you hit long balls up, it's just going to go on through to Belshaw, and it's going to be easy for Forest Green to defend. The way to make it difficult for them is to commit bodies forward, and you know, they've been happy to do that. They can have their high line for their defence. What I do think is that actually the next goal is going to be crucial within this game, isn't it? Because you know, if Forest Green can make it 5-1, then that's game over. If Scarborough get another one back, suddenly it really is game on again, and they've got the momentum.
Scarborough again with that ball over the top. It's not the most convincing header from Colville, and goes into the feet of Belshaw. So, word on Jamie Robson. He got his first goal, thanks to club statistician for this, since 2016, whilst on loan from Brecon City in the Highland League, on loan from Dundee United. Getting a goal against Scarborough Athletic in the FA Cup today. One of 4 goal scorers for Forest Green. Double substitution for Forest Green. Torres Omatoye and Sean Robertson to come on. Might play as strikers, you know. Robertson's been a makeshift one, but they've got defending to do at Forest Green before those subs happen, because Scarborough again with a bit between their teeth, storming forward. Options on the left-hand side. They showed too much of the ball though, and McCann wisely wins the ball back, but he's gets dispossessed quite cheaply. Ballmaker saves off McAllister for a throw. Forest Green might make the move, and they do tell the referee to stop the game to make the subs. Horseman's pointing to some instructions for this.
I wonder if this is going to be their tactical approach for Grimsby on Saturday. Interestingly as well, Omatoye is coming on for Jordan Moore-Taylor, who's got through another 55 minutes and hands the captain's armband to the player coach Troy Deeney.
That's not a like-for-like substitution,
no, it's not.
Unless Omatoye wants to play centre-back today. And I think what Horseman was pointing to his team, saying go for 4 at the back, so you've got Johnson and Bunker as 2 centre-backs, and Johnson, Darbo, and their wings clips left and right back. Carl McAllister, the second player to come off. And he's made his way directly to the changing room. And on comes Sean Robertson.
And number 19, Sean Robertson.
Now, I take that as a sign of confidence from David Horseman that Jordan Moore-Taylor is, he's got another 56 minutes under his belt.
There's a bit of confusion today because I think they've made the wrong substitution. Carl McAllister was trotting towards the changing rooms, and it's not his number to come up. It's Frankie Davo, the player to come off. Carl McAllister was thinking, have a nice shower now. 4-1 up, hour to go. Trotting off the pitch, and it wasn't him. It's Frankie Davo to come off. Carl McAllister's got to keep playing. So, Davo for Robertson. That probably is a bit more like for like. Robertson might be playing in his traditional right-back role, not a striker. Whereas you've got the two strikers on the pitch now, Troy Deeney and Torres Omotoye.
Yeah, he's rested a couple there ahead of Saturday. No point resting Troy Deeney purely because he's not going to be involved on Saturday except as a motivator. So, player coach has the captain's armband as well now, and he's the leader out there anyway, isn't he? If Jordan Moore-Taylor's not out there.
There's space for Scarborough on the right-hand side. Shot might be coming in shortly, but well blocked that from Robson. And Frosting calmly clear through bunker. Finds Jenks, gets a bit of yardage, heavy touch, but does well to recover. Can't find Omotoye, and Scarborough having to go through Colville. Got an entertaining game here. It's 4-1 to Forest Green, but Scarborough desperately seeking to get a second goal. 4-2 would be a bit nervy.
It would. There's obviously a bit of confidence.
And it falls an open play now, and eventually the referee gives a throw-in. I think what the Scarborough fans are frustrated with is because Sean Robertson got absolutely clattered there, but the Scarborough player won the ball fairly. The referee's blown up, but it's because the ball went off for a throw-in, not for a free kick. Maybe they're annoyed it went off for a throw-in.
Yeah, Jonathan Greening was protesting to the fourth official down in front of us, and well, I think he thought initially it was for the free kick, which was delayed, and then actually now he's discovered it's for the throw-in, and I think he'll accept that he was 70 yards away and couldn't really see it. So
the Scarborough fans are that choice. Scarborough again going forward. Forest Green deal with it, but second ball's poor, and they spread it to the right-hand side. Blocked clearance from Robson. A scuffed shot goes off for a goal kick. If Scarborough play this in the first half, a bit more of an entertaining game. They conceded 4 in the first. They're going forward with a bit more conviction now. Forest Green playing back to a 4 at the back. Bunker and Johnson, the two centre-backs.
Interesting as well, when those two substitutions were made, Teddy Jenks came over to the dugout and just double-checked the shape of which Forest Green were playing in for the rest of the next few minutes.
Deeney did well to make himself space and play the ball forward. Can't find Omotoye. Bunker finds Deeney again, brings it down with his calf, wins himself a free kick. No, he doesn't. Referee shakes his head. Deeney comes sliding in and wins a tackle. Unexpensive a throw in though. Deeney likes to get himself wound up. He's done just that. He's wearing the captain's armband though. Maybe he needs to have a bit more responsibility with that. Robson's clearance isn't the best. Well caught in the crowd.
Yeah, it was good hands, wasn't it? Yeah.
A few rows in front of us.
Good W shape with his thumbs and fingers there.
Bring the ball
hands
in.
Right behind it, yeah.
Frenetic this game. McCann with the ball away. Back to Mulhern. But McCann does well to recover after his mistake to win the ball back. And again he's recalled on McCann. Scrambling to the right hand side to Sean Robertson. He just tap and goes past his man. Gives away a free kick. He's got to be careful, Sean Robertson. He's got a bit of a silly tackle in him. He's been sent off before. Reece Welch to come on shortly for Forest Green, as well as 2 more subs for Scarborough. Let's hear what Scarborough fans think of the referee. He's giving the free kick their way, but I think they won't want a card for Robertson. Moving on the bench, or Forest Green. Off comes Troy Deeney. I think the referee allowing subs to make sense to happen, unless it's the move. There's 2 22s coming on, so it's not Troy Deeney. It's the 14 of Alex Wiles to come off. It's the 22 of Barnes to come on. The 22 of Forest Green, Reece Welch also to come on. I doubt for Troy Deeney, Paul, because you're right, he's played an hour, yes, but he's not playing Saturday,
Yeah.
so he might as well go for it. So Scarborough made 4 subs. And Reece Welch is going to be coming on now. It's a set piece, but he's got the height, so he is going to be coming on for Callum Jones. I'd imagine Bunker will be moving back into the midfield and Welch will be playing as that centre-back alongside Welch.
Callum is replaced by number 22, Reece Welch.
Reece Welch was targeted on Saturday. David Horseman alluded to that in his post-match interview and was a bit vulnerable. Free kick to Scarborough, edge of the pitch, 50 yards away from goal, whipped in towards the middle of the 6-yard box. Johnson with a confidence clear at header, but the subsequent shot was blocked by Deeney. Forrest could break it, the win ball cleanly. McAllister taps and goes past his man, storms forward towards goal, needs support, slows play down, plays to the right hand side, looking for Tyson Matoye, whose touch was heavy, and he really should have done a bit more with that because he had space. Forrest win the ball back through Robson, but Robson gives it away to Colville. Not the best ball forward, and Welch tries to slow play down. Good block that from Troy Deeney, an important one.
Yeah, and it wasn't just a block, he actually controlled it with his block as well, and then was able to pass it out of
Omatoy is
defence.
onside, he's in the penalty area now. No, he's not. The assistant referees lulled us in with that late flag. Paul was saying about the assistant referee's got to wait till the ball is touched, so sometimes players sprint for it to try and get there before the defender, and then the referee puts his flag up.
Well, the moment, to my way of thinking, the moment you run towards it and the moment an opponent runs towards it because you're running towards it, you have affected the game.
63 minutes gone on BBC Radio Gloucestershire, all frequencies, and welcome to those listeners online for the FA Cup today. In commentary, it's FA Cup first round replay between Forest Green Rovers and Scarborough. For those listeners from Yorkshire tuning in online, you'll be able to listen to your manager's greetings reaction on the breakfast show tomorrow morning. Those listeners in Gloucestershire, try and give you David Horseman live reaction tonight if it comes up quickly. Welch back to Belshaw, the keeper. Horseman hopefully will be a happy man if the scoreline stays the same. Belshaw forward looking for Deeney. Deeney's bundled to the floor, wins himself a free kick. And you sometimes see, I'm sure, these levels, these players playing against Troy Deeney, they want to try and get a bit of something in to wind him up.
Yeah, I'm sure he's used to being a target by now, isn't he? Although, you know, when he was playing in the Premier League, was he a big name? No, he was, you know...
It was a name.
Yeah, he was a name amongst many, you know. He was a fish in a very, very big pond. Now, all of a sudden, he's a big fish in a smaller pond.
Welch, to Bunker. I thought of Robson, but it's hard to get there. To Deeney. Deeney try to find Jenks on the left-hand side, intercepted, and Scarborough might break, and they play it to the left-hand side. They're overloaded the right. Forest Green scrambling back. Scarborough entering the final third. Sean Robson saying he should be a throw in his way. It's gone the other way. Forest Green to play to the whistle. Scarborough with the ball deep in the Forest Green half by the corner flag. McCann back to Sean Robertson, who clears up the line. Scarborough have it back though. Forest Green deep, heavy touch, but recovered well by Sean Robson against the heavy touch of the Scarborough player. They're deep again though, Forest Green, all camped in their own half. There's no shot man on the last shoulder, the last man going forward. They're all back defending, searching ball in. Johnson heads it clear to Omatoye, who chests it down, goes past his man. He's got pace, he might look to exploit. Shows a bit too much of the ball, and Scarborough clear for a throw. Heavy challenge in for Omatoye in the build-up.
Yeah, perfectly fair challenge though, wasn't it? And Omatoye almost just sort of fell over the outstretched leg after the ball had already been cleared by Bailey Gooder, and for a moment like he'd hurt himself, or just, you know, sort of a little bit winded on landing.
Omatoye to McCann, who makes it back for himself. To the left-hand side, he finds Robson. To Welch. Forward to Bunker, he's got a man on him, Bunker, to play it first time, looking for Jenks. Heads it back for Robson. Forward to Deeney. Deeney brings it down well. Might find Jenks in the middle, but it gets blocked. Robson. Robson goes past his man. Scarborough win it back. Clear it off Robson for a throw in. Now it's been not all Scarborough the second half, but Scarborough had the majority of possession and chances in the second half. The South Stand and Forest Green are shooting towards. Haven't seen too much action in front of them. One of the fans there in shorts, bravely wearing, behind the goal. We might see some action now because Sean Robinson's there to the area. He's got space in front of him. Might have a shot. He plays it on Matoy. Heavy touch on Matoy as well to recover. Edge of the D now. Back to McAllister. Wide to Robertson. Collects ball in towards the near post. Cleared from Scarborough. Bunker first to it. McAllister rises past 4 tackles. He can't go as hard the 5th though, and Scarborough win the ball back, looking to break. Forest Green have got the numbers back. Look at Troy Deeney sprinting back before any of his defenders. Shows the work rate of Troy Deeney filling in. Still with Scarborough possession. Slow play down. Forest Green have reorganised back to formation. To the right hand side, they found Dorose. It's Scarborough. Slow play down, they're enjoying possession again. 67 minutes gone, still Forest Green leading by 4 goals to 1. Scarborough got a lot of work to do. The ball forward's not the best by them, and it goes back to Belshaw via Bunker. Belshaw's emergency loan keeps getting extended whilst Daniels is injured. As Jenks, he's going to be onside if he can bring the ball on. It just can't though because it goes off. No, it doesn't. He does manage to keep it on Jenks, but in doing so it trickles off for a throw in further down the pitch. Belshaw's loan extended again. Whilst Luke Daniels is injured, they can keep him. I imagine they'll try and keep him in January and the transfer window's open and sign him on as a permanent fixture for Forest Green. Throw to Scarborough, deep in their own half. Forest Green turning the press on a bit. Jenks puts the challenge in but can't win it. Johnson does well to shrug off the work of Coulson. Belshaw plays to the right hand side, looking for McAllister, who finds on the halfway line, brought down well by McAllister. Not the most entertaining games of the first half. We won't have the goals, but Scarborough, they've still got that belief in them, haven't they? Knowing that they score the one to try and keep those dreams of a comeback alive.
Forest Green just coming into it a little bit more at the moment, playing like they've weathered a storm and just been able to stretch the game, and maybe they've just worn Scarborough out a little bit.
Bunker clears, it gets blocked, but it gets charged down like rugby, and the handball is given against Finley Barnes, the sub. Is Carl McAllister on side? No, he's not. The referee assistant puts his flag out when the ball touches Carl McAllister's boot. I wonder what the Scarborough fans moaning about there, because he's offside. Bizarre.
I think it's the late flag, isn't it? Which it's just the frustration of the rules, or the frustration of the interpretation of the rules, which they might be there to prevent more decisions being got wrong, but it does for a moment make you think a decision is going to be allowed to be got wrong.
Welch on the left, ball forward to Jenks, who's found space as well to do so. Spreading forward to Omatoy. There was 3 players within him and Omatoy, and one of them blocks it.
Yeah, Robson down the left-hand side was the ball, wasn't it? Not Omatoy through the middle.
Robson does get it now. Over the top to McCann in the penalty area. Scarborough defence gets there first and clears. Lobs Troy Deeney in the process to get the ball forward. The clearance is poor and goes off for a throw. Well caught by the Scarborough kit man in front of us, also wearing his shorts. Could say it's kit man, could be the assistant.
Yeah, quite often assistants like to wear shorts, don't they? Sort of, it makes you think that your playing days aren't quite over.
Omatoy back to McCann. McAllister turns, touches past 2 players. Might win himself a corner if he can get a challenge in, but Ball does go off for the goal kick. A bit of a coming together between Kadji and Kieran Welgie. The manager, John O'Greening, edge of his technical area. In his Scarborough bobble hat. David Horseman in his long green coat. Also patrolling the edge of the box.
No bobble hat for Horseman.
No, he's got a clean head of hair to show. McAllister forward to Deeney. Deeney clips it to Omatoye. Omatoye brings the ball down, makes a mess of it. The loose ball's fallen to Bunker. Taps it wide to Robertson. Robertson wants to put it in the box, but there's no options he can find, so plays the simple ball back to McAllister. He puts a searching ball in for Deeney on the far post. Scarborough scramble clear, getting on Matoya with it. Should find Deeney, surely he's screaming for it on the left. Eventually he's found, but Scarborough are wary of him now. Ball back to Welch. And
I think the danger was Deeney was offside, because he was so far advanced for the previous run that he'd made.
Omatoye's first touch has let him down a few times today.
Well, it was too good, wasn't it, from that lobbed ball in, played to him by Troy Deeney from the left-hand side. And yeah, there were a few chuckles around us because he does seem to need a couple of touches to get the ball under control. Tyrese Omatoye, if he had the better first touch, he'd be really
Jenks
dangerous.
makes space with a shot that gets blocked for a corner. Well, the convincing shot that from Jenks we've seen earlier on today has scored. Opened the goal scoring for Forest Green after 4 minutes. Deflected shot. Corner to Forest Green. You know, when Omatoye does have the ball at his feet, his trickery is great. He's getting the ball down there. He's got a better touch than you or I, don't get me wrong. So's an Elephant. Corner for Forest Green. Scarborough keeping 2 men up.
I like to think I've got a better left foot than an Elephant.
Swinging into the far post, powerfully hit. Omatoye with the header goes over for a goal kick. Elephant can bring the ball down well, standing on it.
Yep, true. Hard to knock off the ball as well.
Goal kick to Scarborough. Take it short. 73 minutes gone. No goals in the second half. Still Forest Green Rovers 4, Scarborough Athletic 1.
I've got the turning circle of an elephant as well.
Spread the ball from right to left to Scarborough. Forest Green looking more comfortable in the second half now than they did at the beginning of it. We'll have a look at those latest score updates in the FA Cup replays today. As Robson's head bat is poor. Darwell's challenges against it with Welch. Welch gets there first, and the loopy ball goes into James Belshaw's hands. FA Cup replays, there's a few today, including this one.
Yeah, later scores, Billy. Nearly over at Horsham, where Barnsley are 3-0 up in the 7:30 kickoff. In the 7:45 matches, Accrington Stanley 1, Doncaster 1, Burton 0, Port Vale 1, Derby 1, Crewe 3 now.
Omatoye has been dragged back. He wasn't through on goal, but he certainly would have been challenging for the ball. Just the yellow card for Kieran Welgie, who there's half calls for a red, but he was 40 yards away from goal. It wasn't clear through, but he certainly got dragged back.
Rest of those scores: Grimsby, of course, come here on Saturday, 4, Slough 2, Salford 3, Peterborough 3, and York 2, Chester 1.
Yeah, apologies, Grimsby are playing today, although they're going to equally be playing as much football as Forest Green. 4-2 they're leading. They scored 4 goals, has had Forest Green today. And there's moving on the bench, the young Ollie Sully to come on. I think this will be the last sub for Forest Green. It'll be the 3rd event. Sully to come on shortly. Forest Green with a short free kick routine. Eventually find McAllister, being forced back to McCann. To Sean Robinson. I don't know what the boos are for from there. Oh, the calls to shoot Robertson has. Maybe it was a shoot, not a boo call. It's blocked a shot, and Johnson has it in his own half. Welch.
Bit of invention from Forest Green. They've shown some decent invention from set pieces tonight, and especially if you've only got the one big man in Troy Deeney.
Here comes Omatoye with a check-out step over, puts on his left foot and makes it 5 for Forest Green to really put the game to bed. We know he's got his step overs, so they were in him. Takes it past one man, looks up, places his shot perfectly, and that is the 5th for Forest Green. The comeback dream is over Scarborough. It's Forest Green Rovers 5, Scarborough 1.
In the 76th minute is number 23, Tyrese Omatoye.
Well, I wasn't going to compete with Joel on the PA system while he was proclaiming Tyrese Omotoye's goal, but it was well taken. You know, we've criticised his first touch at times, but with the ball out in front of his feet and an opportunity to beat one man from the angle, slide, good finish into the corner, and that is game, set and match Forest Green. They've ridden the storm from Scarborough really well. David Horseman's been justified in being able to take off Jordan Moore-Taylor as well, protect the centre-half and captain. You said Ollie Sully coming on, so too is Alfie Bendel, and Rovers making a dual substitution.
The players to come off are Jenks and McAllister. Just for Forest Green, McAllister come on. Jenks' number went up. Yeah, I think he's taken his time to come off. So Ollie Sully comes on with the cheers for the Forest Green fans around us. A bit of a faff with the fourth official who's coming off. Jenks eventually coming off. Jenks and McAllister scoring today.
Teddy is replaced by number 12, Alfie Bendel.
Bendel and Sully to come on. Now the game's really put to bed.
And in his enthusiasm, Ollie Sully nearly ran into the wrong half there. Had to be told by Troy Deeney, no, you've got to start in this half, Ollie. And just classily done by Troy Deeney. Shook his hand and just pointed out to him where to go. But it's because of Ollie Sully that Forest Green have tonight, isn't it?
Absolutely, they're 5-1 tonight. They were minutes away from exiting the competition.
Well, probably seconds away.
They took them back to Fortress Lawn on grass, which I think is the big difference. I wasn't at the game, but those said it was a very hard 40 pitch, if there's such a thing. Ollie Sully playing alongside Troy Deeney. Welch and Bendel putting a challenge in. Not saw too much wrong with that. Bendel maybe a bit keen.
Yeah, he was just sandwiched, wasn't he? Luca Colville in the end. That's why he went down.
Scarborough, the ball on the left-hand side there. Unfortunately going to be exiting the competition. They've got the ball in the Forest Green penalty area. They're forced to play it back. Searching ball in. Cleared by Jamie Robson. Off for a throw. So Forest Green hopefully can safely say as that throw goes off for a goal kick. That Forest Green will be in the second round. Travelling to another coastal town. The Forest Green fans are enjoying their FA Cup away days. 2nd of December they're travelling to Blackpool. Not the most attractive time to Blackpool. Hopefully they've still got the illuminations up, some Christmas lights and a few trips on the tram and walks on the seafront as they travel to Blackpool on the 2nd of December. Commentary on BBC Radio Gloucestershire, as there is with every Forest Green fixture. And then a victory today there would see them into the 3rd round of the FA Cup. They've ventured into a few times. They've had a glorious tie. Another free kick given away, this time by Ollie Sully again. We can put keenness for the first few minutes. Scarborough have the ball off for a throw. No, stayed up on in front of the travelling Scarborough fans. Bunker's clearance goes off for a throw on the halfway line.
He's been good again, hasn't he, Harvey Bunker? In a variety of positions as well. He started off in midfield, went into a back 3, then it was a back 2, then back into midfield. Here
comes Scarborough, ball over the top themselves. Thankfully it hits the back of the Scarborough player going forward. And Belshaw clutches it. Shoulders are down now for Scarborough. That 5th's really put the damper on their comeback dreams. 4-1, it was quite one-sided, but it was 4-2 with 10 minutes to play. You never know. But I think you do know now when it's 5-1. Omotoye again, his first touch is poor and Scarborough have it. Back to their keeper. Plays it forward. Welch wins the 50-50. Bendel again tries to take down his man. They come away with it, do Scarborough and Barnes. Tap to the left-hand side. Blocked ball in, goes off for a corner. Tear coming on for Scarborough, might make them change after the corner. They do so now. Taking off Alex Brown. Convincing performance for Forest Green. I guess the only negative is that he conceded a goal.
Yeah, apart from that, it's been very good. I mean, in some ways, actually conceding the goal gave Scarborough some hope and meant that this game was a bit more of a test of their professionalism, and in some ways that's kept Forest Green honest, which has been a good thing, I think.
Yeah, because it hasn't been a dull second half. 6 goals so far, 5 for Forest Green, 1 for Scarborough. They've got a corner now to try and make it 2. Which into the near post, doesn't beat the first man. And Forest Green clear. Every man back though, so Scarborough might launch it back into the box and they play it on the floor instead. Good run there from Colville. Going against Sean Robertson, who's been getting the boos from the Scarborough faithful. Wins himself a throw-in. Try and get me David Horseman's live reaction before 10 o'clock. The game's still got 8 minutes to go. Have to be a bit quick out of his changing rooms. If not, we'll give you full reaction on the John Smith breakfast show tomorrow morning.
Looked like a foul throw there from Robertson to me. Thought his back foot came up as he released the ball. Yeah, our sports bulletin, 6:30, 7:30 and 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Give you a player reaction as well as Forest Green look to an important month this one, hosting Grimsby, who are near Forest Green at the bottom end of the table. Walsall they travel to the week after. Now they got the trip to Blackpool on the 2nd of December. Then they're hosting some big guns, Wrexham and Gillingham. Wrexham tickets going well. Fans of Gloucestershire hoping to see Mr. Ryan Reynolds come up the big hill in Nailsworth. Poor ball that from Scarborough. Matoye comes on to the end of it, taps it to McCann, clips it over the top looking for Matoye, intercepted by Scarborough. Welch brings the ball down on the halfway line, finds Bunker, who calmly plays it back to Belshaw.
Good bit of skill by Welch in the first place, wasn't it? Just flicked the ball over his head and turned and looked to play it, but Harvey Bunker had already nipped in and safety first. And, you know, that's a sign of a maturing player in Harvey Bunker, isn't it? A player who spots danger and then is able to read it and just, you know, see where it's going, nip it in the bud before it happens. You only get that if you are constantly thinking, what's the worst that can happen? And then you act upon that.
Solid today is Bunker as he chests the ball down now in his own half, taps it to Robson.
Just does the basics well for me.
Deeney back to Bendel, who flicks it to Robson on the right. Welch just needs a bit of game time after Saturday and he's been relatively strong. Tyson Matoye being the only striker available for Forest Green on Saturday, getting a goal will help him.
I did wonder if Sean Robertson would come on up top and they could try and work on a partnership, but that might be too big a clue for Grimsby.
Matoye at the end of a through ball. The keeper gets there first and whacks it up the pitch. Scarborough switch from left to right. It'll take a lot of work to keep that ball on. He can't, can Curtis Delrose. This has gone as good as David Horseman could have hoped today.
Yeah, it could.
A loss would have been poor. Scraping through after extra time, or even just a 1-0 or 2-1 wouldn't have looked great, but convincing at the moment 5-1 victory.
And being able to rest Jordan Moore-Taylor after 55 minutes, I think, you know...
It hasn't been a frantic game, has it?
It has been frantic at times, the pace, but...
Yeah. Forest Green has managed to slow the play down a lot.
Not in terms of hanging on or anything like that.
It's gone well for David Horseman, an unwanted fixture, but as we said, it was very much wanted when they were 1-0 down with a minute or so to go in Scarborough a few weeks ago. Here's Robertson across the halfway line with space in front of him. Ball towards the looking for Sully, but Scarborough know what he's about and clear the ball away from him. Johnson in his own half, game's a bit open now. Scarborough stretched. Bendel finds Robson on the left.
Oh, this is also where you'd expect Forest Green's full-time fitness to just have that little bit of edge for them.
Deeney. Ball to McCann. Good awareness from Deeney. McCann's forced to the left-hand side. Deeney creates an option for him, but he McCann finds. He switched it to the right to Bendel. Back to Johnson. Slow play for Forest Green, but they are 5-1 up. Deeney again pops up in his own half on the left-hand side. Looking for Omatoye. Good ball forward to Omatoye. He's got a man on him, but he's in the penalty area. Forced out of it. To Robson on the left-hand side. Back to Deeney. Suddenly he's everywhere, Troy Deeney. To the left to Omatoye. Trademark step over. Back to Bunker. To Omatoye again. Robson's an option on the left-hand side who he finds. He's on the side. Ball to Deeney again, who taps it to no one. But Deeney's working hard to win the ball back, and he doesn't do that because Omatoye subs in the back and the referee gives a free kick.
I mean, you mentioned that he's everywhere at the moment, is Troy Deeney. It sounds like he is, but actually what he does is he makes a run to somewhere and plays the ball and then stays there. And his movement is by not moving. Everyone else runs away and suddenly he's in acres of space.
It's Welch. This time's that header and the ball bounces over the top of him. Scarborough have it again. Vulnerability of Welch at times with that. Johnson forward to Omatoye. He's got Deeney and Sully in front of him. He finds Deeney to McCann. He puts the ball over top to Sully. Can Sully win the ball down the penalty area? He can't, because he can't get past Bailey Good there, the defender. Working hard, Sully. He plays back to the keeper. He plays it long. Can Welch again lets the ball bounce over the top of him. Johnson has to recover and help him out. Bunker. Can't find Omatoye. He's being challenged when he's played that ball. And there's a long range shot whacked into the back head of Johnson. That was full power, and Johnson was only a yard or so in front of the player with the shot. Doesn't even touch it where the ball hit. We're in the 2.5 minutes of normal time to go. Forest Green comfortably stay in the next round of the cup as Sully's taken down off the ball. Referee plays advantage as Deeney has it on the left. What can Deeney do now on the halfway line? Tap it 2 yards to Robson on the left. Play slow for Forest Green. Deeney's got so short then, put a challenge in. He's got to be careful. No one wants to get any more yellows, if not more. Searching ball into the left-hand side, and there's a second for Scarborough. Forest Green switched off, and Michael Coulson was there on the far post. Unfortunately, it means nothing, as it's still Forest Green Rovers 5, Scarborough 2, but a good goal nevertheless from Michael Coulson.
And all that bizarrely came from the referee playing advantage when Will Thornton fouled Ollie Sully for Forest Green. Rovers didn't get the free kick. The passing move broke down with a bad ball into Troy Deeney, and Rovers never recovered. Scarborough played to the whistle, and again have something to shout about on that far side. There's also been a second goal for the home side at Brackley in National League North. Gloucester City now 2-0 down to Brackley.
McCann goes past his man, surely gets a free kick, and with the yellow card for that. Brought down by the neck. McCann win the last minute of the 90. Poor goal for Forest Green though, because yes, you could say maybe the referee should have stopped it. Deeney gave the ball away or didn't recover it properly. But he had so much space with Michael Coulson. It was a decent ball in to find him, but there's no one anywhere near him.
It was bordering, at the time they lost possession, bordering on the time where you can actually blow up and say, look, there was no advantage. We'll come back for the first foul.
Ball back with the Scarborough keeper, who launches high into the night sky. Robson with the header forward. Can't find a player in the green and black. Deeney has someone jumping all over the back of him. Referee gives nothing. He just gave himself a piggyback there to the Scarborough player on the back of Troy Deeney.
Bizarre. Didn't even flicker.
Welch with important interception because Tier wanted it. Robson forward to Sully. Doesn't challenge there. 6 minutes of time added on. Forest Green are winning by 5 goals to 2. Scarborough need 3 to take it to extra time, which is unlikely, but you never know. The match attendance is 1,146. 280 are travel from Scarborough, which is a great going, and they get a lot of applause as Dean tries to find Sully on the left-hand side. Matoy picks up the loose ball, taps it to Sully, goes into the penalty area, goes past one man, gets bundled to the floor. Referee gives nothing but a goal kick. 280 fans, Paul, who have made the trip down. Credit to them, because it was a long way on a Saturday for the Forest Green fans, but they'll probably feel even further on Tuesday night after suffering a 5-2 defeat. Well,
it's uphill on the way back, isn't it? That's what's going to make it feel even further. Well, it is uphill if you look at it on a map anyway, but yeah, certainly midweek you've got to take time off work to do that, and that's commitment to the cause from those Scarborough fans.
But the total attendance was 1,100-ish?
1,146.
So under 1,000 Forest Green fans today. Scarborough, the free kick, they take it down the right-hand side. Looking for another consolation goal back. Ball played across goals. Forest Green scrambling clear, and a great block there from Bendel to stop Scarborough's third. But the danger's not over yet, because Scarborough have the ball in the penalty area. Robson looking to control the ball. It goes off for, Robson keeps it on and looks to break up the pitch now. There's options on the left and find if he can find McCann. Sonny making a forward run as well. Plays it to no one in particular. And Scarborough play back to their keeper, who had 2 minutes added 6. I think the Forest Green fans, as we said, the fact that the season ticket holders don't come in for free. They're playing on home on a Saturday night. It's chilly. It's not the most attractive of fixtures. Huge for Scarborough, less so for Forest Green. And Forest Green aren't playing the best as well. Until tonight, where they're playing well.
Yeah, when people talk about the magic of the FA Cup, the magic of the FA Cup is for the underdog, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Scarborough fans, this is a huge game for them, as Can tries to intercept, but Loading has it. Has space as Forest Green open up, play it to the right-hand side, ball played in, takes a deflection. Belshaw watches it into his hand and clutches it well.
Yeah, he claimed that well to James Belshaw. No blame attached to him for either of the goals that Scarborough have scored tonight. He'll still be disappointed just because goalkeepers hate conceding goals, but
he got something on the Coulson header, I think. It wasn't. Well, Coulson's header wasn't the most clinical, but yeah, he couldn't do much about it. Scarborough fans finding their voice. Hopefully they've enjoyed their evening. Forest Green have welcomed them well. They haven't segregated the bar before the game, and they can all drink together. Dean gets away a free kick. That might frustrate him. He's got a big smile on his face. He knows he needs to keep his cool. Dean not getting a goal today. He won himself a penalty, which he kindly gave him to McAllister to score. 2.5 minutes of the injury time, added time to go. Forest Green leading by 5-2 on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. 20-10 on Paul Thurley's match night. Doubt we'll be able to get David Horseman with you before 10 o'clock.
You were optimistic a few moments ago. What's happened? 6 minutes injury time.
Yeah, 6 minutes injury time. Horseman will want to have a bit of talking to his players. We'll try. If not, listen to tomorrow morning on John Smith's match breakfast show. Sorry,
match breakfast.
Scarborough have it. It's outside the penalty area. Robson clears up into the night sky. Might go for, you can hear it, hits the roof above us and trickles away to the car park behind the main stand. John Smith's breakfast show will give you the David Horseman reaction. We look forward to another game against Blackpool, away at Blackpool on the 2nd of December. Forest Green fans enjoy another seaside weekend away. Scarborough's FA Cup dreams are over. Forest Green get the ball away quite cheaply there. The Scarborough put a strong tackle in. A big old shove in the back of the by McCann. The referee doesn't see anything, give anything. Open up for another shot, just goes inches over the bar. The long-range effort from Finlay Barnes. Calls that Belshaw got a touch of that. I think he might have done, you know. He tipped it over the bar. That was a corner.
Yeah. Faintest of touches, but just got something on it, diving away to his right, kept it away from that top corner, and Scarborough were adamant it was a corner, and it should have been. But it's one of those as a goalkeeper, if you've made a good save like that, you at least want the recognition. As it is, the referee's just chalked your brilliant save off of the record books, but actually it's to your advantage, and you don't mind that you've not got a corner to try and claim a cross from.
We're in the last 45 seconds of the added 6 here.
Yeah, there's no short goal kick routines here, are there? Spot it up, get everyone upfield, take up some more time, hit it up over halfway.
Darryl Shaw with his pink goalkeeping kit whacks it from one end to the other. Deeney looking to win the flick on. Can't. It goes off for a... Oh no, he does well, Deeney, because he gets the last touch of a Scarborough player. In the last 15 seconds, Deeney in no rush to take this. Referee might as well just blow up. Deeney gives the ball to McCann, who gives the ball to Robson. It's like passing the ball down a rugby line. Eventually, Robson decides to take it. We've had the 6 minutes now. Throws forward to Deeney.
That's a minimum of 6 minutes, Billy.
Deeney with some keeping up his by the corner flag, and there goes the full-time whistle. Forest Green 5-2 victors here in the FA Cup replay against Scarborough. Progress into the second round, playing Blackpool on the 2nd of December. Going to the West Coast, and really, Paul, quite an easy victory of Forest Green.
Yeah, Forest Green made life easy for themselves with that 2 goals in the first 20 minutes of the game. Yeah, you think that goal after 4 minutes for them through Teddy Jakes, their earliest goal in any game this season. That's how different tonight was. Yes, it's against a National League North team, but Forest Green was still made to work. Scarborough, give them their credit, they've got 2 goals, and you know, none of those Scarborough fans have left yet. They want to pull all their players off the pitch as the 2 sets of players shake hands, and eventually those Scarborough players will go from where play ended and that away to our left to that far side, and they'll applaud those 280 Scarborough fans. You've already had a good round of applause from the Forest Green faithful here tonight, and now they go to them and the Scarborough fans applaud them, deservedly so, because they put in a real performance tonight. They've been brave tactically as well with that high defensive line. Forest Green had a bit of luck with some offside decisions, possibly Troy Deeney for the penalty for the second, which Carl McAllister slotted in, possibly for the third, Fankety Darbo released by Deeney's quick free kick, and then the cross ball to Jamie Robson, who also is a contender for being offside. Forest Green maybe getting some luck with some decisions, but Rovers have made this game easier than it could have been, and that is about all that Forest Green could have done tonight. They've won it well. Touch wood, no more injuries. Jordan Moore-Taylor wrapped up in cotton wool, got him off the pitch after 55 minutes. Goals have been shared around the team. Troy Deeney hasn't scored. Troy Deeney doesn't need to score in that sense. He's still affected the game. Real team performance from him, and that's a positive result for Forest Green. Yeah, Forest Green with the goals. Jenks after 5 minutes. McAllister from the penalty spot. Deeney won it. Robson a tap in from a Dabo assist. Bunker bundling in from a well-worked corner routine, all in the first half. Forest Green did good score for the goal of the game after all 7 Wales after 41 minutes, getting fed through from Colbert. Forest Green gave the ball away cheaply. It was 4-1 at half-time. Omatoya get the 5th for Forest Green, coming off the bench to score after bringing the ball down and finding the back of the net with a well-placed shot. Scarborough did get a consolation through Coulson. Forest Green switching off when that Colville ball in to find Coulson with a minute of normal time to go. So 5-2 the final score. Forest Green comfortably into the next round of the Cup. Join us for commentary on Saturday for the game against Grimsby. A relegation battle the table looks like, going to Forest Green hosting Grimsby in Walsall next week. But focus can now go in second round of Forest Green. They've got a seaside weekend away to Blackpool. Paul. Billy, thank you. Billy Hunt, your commentator here this evening at the Bolt New Lawn, where it is finished. Forest Green Rovers 5, Scarborough Athletic 2.
Match night.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.